What's up, Digidestins? Did you hear the bell? That means it's another day in the Market Watch. I know this is a little late, but sometimes life gives you a lot of things on your plate. So, we're just gonna go like a madman. So without further ado, let's dive in this video and talk about it. So first off, we have Leviamon Alternate Art, Animal Coliseum EX05, $31 in climbing, and only 7 listings left, and this thing is disappearing off the market fast. The deck is going to be scary. I'm going to be straight honest with you. The deck is strong and probably one of the second best purple decks of the format. This deck is going to do a lot. I mean, the fact that it can control board and pop, but I think the X Antibody version doesn't really even care for the regular Levy as much. I mean, yes, you want to play it because you can do a lot of shenanigans with it, but at the same time, X Antibody feels a lot stronger than its counterpart here. So it's up to you how you want to play. I have no objections on how you want to build it. Europe side, same effect, looking like 35 euros to 40 euros as well, and it's climbing. They have a lot more listings, but they climb a lot higher than ours at the moment. So Lunamon Alternate Art getting affected as well, some bump up here. Honestly, Lunamon has a lot of potential, especially because people are starting to learn there are nice gimmicks that you can do with Lunamon's bounce and with the tamers to be able to de-digivolve, you know, do everything again. There's a lot of things you can do. I think there's a lot of potential, especially with effects, and a lot of comboing you can do. I like it. So we're just seeing what Lunamon might do, and there is potential for Lunamon to actually be splashable in certain other decks. Europe side looking like 11 euros to 13, a little bit cheaper than us, which is good to see. Kawagamon BP100 Limited Pack Volume 2. This is what I'm talking about. Needed promos should not be distributed as box toppers of sets that are not worth it at the end of the day. I think this is extremely expensive for no other reason just to be expensive. I think this should actually come down. They should have a new way of printing these promos like they did with the set. This set, they made sure that like the Galacticmon, the plugin, you know, the Saberdramon were all reprinted as a tournament event pack. These promos either need to come in at 2 per pack because that helps alleviate the stress of the market over buying these things, because it's just so quick because there's not enough market going around. If there was a non-foil and a foil version equally cycling around at the same time, it allows cards to double produce. That means it's easier for players to buy multiple boxes to open multiple promos. I think either make it so it's back to 2 per pack, or you need to bring it to do more events that allow you to get these cards. I know that we had the announcement of Tyrannomon Ace, you know, Rusty Tyrannomon Ace being a participation pack, which is good. That helps alleviate the stress of the Ace now needing to be hunted. So stuff like that does matter. 7 euros to 9 euros, yeah. Heavy Leo Alternate Art Animal Coliseum, affecting and climbing, $15, $16, $18. Digital Champions, what are you doing? $420.69 for this card. Oh, why does people give me a headache just looking at the market sometimes? I swear. Why are we like this? Why are we like this? Why, Digital Champions? Why do you think $400 is even the remote price for this Heavy Leo? Okay. Well, besides the wacky shenanigans here, I think a lot of it comes down to is we're getting a decent amount of green support in the advanced deck March 1st. The ability for this deck is a lot stronger once the restrictions are in place, because the deck has a lot more ways to dealing with not having to just lose to the alternate win con, which is a Pokemon, or, you know, get Krusty Boy here just laughing at you for trying to play the game. So with Heavy Leomon, you have a lot of avenues, and then you do have the new Ultimate Chaosmon that actually helps the deck out because you can play it in that as well. There's a lot of potential, and I'm going to be straight honest with you. The fact that the deck, I think, isn't 100% solved yet, and it's still adaptable and has a lot of potential is really important. I think Heavy Leomon is a very powerful deck, and I don't think we're going to sleep on it very often. I think it comes down to player knowledge and strength. I think if players had more time testing, Heavy Leo would actually done probably a little bit better, but we know that Anubis was one of the stronger decks going into the format for Nats. Europe side looking like 11 euros and 45 cents, 12 euros, 13 euros. Yeah. Shine Gaymond Rune Mode, alternate being. Booster, the regular one, we're hitting at $74, $75. There's just no listings left of this card. If you have it, flip it at this point. People are buying it on the regular at like 65s, close to 70. So if you just go undercut them for 70, it might move. So it's a good time to sell Rune Modes if you have no intention of playing purple or yellow decks in the future. Europe side looking like 71 euros to 84 euros, and same thing. They are on buyout status. There is not a lot left. Edamon, what is people doing? $20. Somebody paid $20 for this thing. The fact you paid 9s for this thing. This is not the card you want to buy out. This is a bad investment because it doesn't. Okay. The fact that this thing is expensive as can be, for no other reason, because if you were going to say, oh, the Edamon deck, no, the Edamon deck doesn't want to touch this with a 10-foot fucking pole. So I don't understand where you guys are coming from, where you want the Edamon deck to play this. This is not really played much. The on-play when Digivolving, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Okay? It's not really beneficial to what your game strategy is. You want stuff that it will replace itself or do something. This promo doesn't do anything. It would have done something before EX 4 or 5, whatever this Animal Coliseum is. Before Animal Coliseum, this would have done something in the Edamon deck. But the moment we got the better Edamons, we yeeted this card out of the deck as the promo because we didn't need it. The fact that this promo is $19 right now says that either people are pushing our promo hunting to spike the market that forces players into a bad buy-in, which is more likely than not happening because there's no way you can justify and tell me this card that sees 0 play is worth $20. Okay. Europe side, 5 euros, 5 euros, 6 euros. See, this is the price range. Like you told me $7. Yeah, that's a little bit fine. It's a hard to get promo, but the fact that you're telling me 20s is not worth it. Anubis alternate art tanking even more. We're down to $6.47. You only need one. This card is never coming off the list. If you guys ever think that, you are crazy. Anubis is not worth coming off the list. 9 euros, 10 euros, 11 euros. Yeah, a little more expensive. Magmamon alternate art versus Royal Knights, BT13. $82 and climbing. I mean, you guys just wait it out at this point. People are buying this at a regular, consistent rate. You know, they know this isn't coming down, and the deck is going to be one of the best decks in the format. So, you're just going to need the Magmamon skippings. So, let's look at it. 70 euros, 100 euros, 120 euros. Yeah, expensive. Emperor Gaymond, seeing the effect and still climbing, boys and girls. People are buying it. The rush ability of this deck is going to be really scary. We are at a point where rush decks are going to be vitally important, especially going in the first couple of weeks of Mr. Crustman's pizza shop here. For the first couple of weeks, you're going to need to be either faster or you're playing the deck to mill out. There is no in between. You are basically have to make that call. Is either you're going faster than it and killing them before they even get a shot, or you are losing to that deck out ability because if they open the nuts, you are done. So you have a few weeks. Locals are going to suck unless they intervene and say, we are putting the restriction in right now. We are not going to wait till then because we know the player base is just going to walk. So things like that is very important. I get that. Yes, we have a few weeks, but Apocalypse Hell is not worth players wanting to go to locals. I'm going to be straight honest with you. Like, it's a gentleman's agreement at that point. Don't play Apocalypse when you go in. Ugh. But 10s. Then we have Europe side looking like 5 euros, 6 euros to 8 euros, which isn't terrible. Then we got Takuya. Takuya got bought at $250. If you guys are still sitting on this, flip it. If you have no intentions on playing Red Hybrid at all, you have this from the detector. Just flip it. Make your monies. There's no reason to be holding on to this anymore. There's not. It's sitting 300 pretty. Nobody's buying a light play at 300, but I'm going to be straight honest with you. 250 might move. 200 will definitely move. So if you guys are looking after tax seasons, you owe money. This is probably one of the cards sitting in your binder. Flip it. Pays off some of your debt. Excuse me. Europe side looking like 50 euros. Make me an offer. This is Japanese, though. This is English. 150 euros. Kind of in buyout status, and nothing's moving here. Hakman. Hakman is moving and seeing some, at least, recovery down, but got bought out again. Let's go over this real quick. The Yoli, like, yes, Hakman. This Hakman helps the deck out immensely. Does what the deck needs it to do for you to be able to play it competitively. The problem comes out of the hybrid combinations. It goes Imperial, this deck, and Takuya. Both the Hakman and the Armadillo deck aren't doing enough, in my opinion. They are not strong enough paired to what the rest of the format is. The other decks are just way too strong and way more powerful than those two can handle. And that's the bigger problem here. You have walls that are basically in BT16 that you can't climb over very naturally, because we do have, you know, basically Digimon that say, I'm unaffected by anything you can do as long as XYZ condition is met. So a lot of Digimon are now gaining the effect of isn't affected by your Digimon's effects. So that means Digimon effect that places minusing DP don't affect it. There are cards that are literally just says, I'm unaffected by everything you can do. So stuff like that is starting to show up more and more in these Digimon, because they want to make sure your boss Digimon has a shot at living. Bigger issues come down on that later. But the fact that we have this is huge. So Europe side, bought out, nothing. See, this is the problem. I hate Tamer Party Pack anything, because they are so hard to get. Your locals are not guaranteed it, and you can't convince me otherwise, saying, oh, yeah, your locals are just not good enough. I don't think any of my Connecticut stores got them, and that's the problem. Europe side, Wormmon. Well, Wormmon's bought out again. No surprise here. Luckily, you don't need him. He's a great Digimon to have for the Imperial Dramon deck, but you're not going to be using this right away. Your side looking like 10s, 15s. Yeah. X Antibody alternate art shooting back up. We're on buyout status, 6 listings left, and highest copies are at 6. Somebody can come in and clear this out and bring it right to 16 very easily. Europe side, 3 euros, 4 euros. You guys are good and looking healthy. We're looking on the sad side. Imperial Dramon Dragon Mode Ace Premium Bandai Fest. It's 7s. Yeah, I mean, if you wanted one, $7 is not a bad pickup. Europe side. Don't touch this with a 10-foot pole. 50 euros is not worth it. Kurosarimon. What happened? Don't get me wrong, I kind of get what happened is the announcement of the Diaboromon support and being really good. And the fact that this is not once per turn you gain a memory anytime a Diaboromon is played. So yeah, double tokens with, you know, EX 6s or 5s, 6s or whatever. That coming out, that Diaboromon spitting out 2 tokens, that means that's 2 memory gain right off the bat, which means most likely you're gaining some decent value with the Karamon that's going to draw you to. Plus promo, anything with errata you spit out. Yeah, we're going to have a lot of token spam. So looking at $4.25 and climbing. If this is sitting in your bulk, time to flip it. This is a uncommon, which means in 2 boxes, if you have this probably sitting in there like I do, I have it sitting in a hole, you most likely have 2 sitting in there. So just keep that in mind. Europe side looking like 5 cents, 50 cents. Yeah, you guys got it cheap. You aren't really messing up. Pick up your copies now, though, if you plan on playing Digimon, because eventually people are going to slowly go through this pretty quickly. It caps at 3. Wow. Kodemon. Kodemon's selling. I'm going to be straight honest with you. I wasn't expecting this thing to be moving. Sells in like close to $3 range and sitting in that range. You know, that's kind of crazy to me. Cards doesn't really see much play, but Curus is Curus. Your side €1.25, €1.50. Another Cursurimon revision pack, RPC, shot up to $4 and on buyout. There's plenty of stock on $5 range, but this can easily disappear right here and be only this legit games having 18 listings. Going up, boys and girls. Flip them now. If people are willing to pay for them, flip them now. Do not waste your time in holding on to this. If people are buying them, buy it, because then when either this thing is only a 2 of or doesn't see play at all, because the Cursurimon, the level 4 space is tight, and I mean tight. There's like maybe like a 1 to 2 tech slot that you can put this in, and we're getting new Cursurimons in EX6 and the new BT17. There's no, if it doesn't do what it needs to, but we literally have, we don't need decoy this time now. I don't know. It's up to you what you want to do. Your side, 2 cents, 3 cents, 5 cents, 50 cents. Yeah, dirt cheap on your side. Lord Nightmon shooting up, boys and girls. People are paying $20 a pop. If you have this sitting in your binder, flip it for 30s. Might be a good time to lift and see if people will buy it at 30. Make you some money. Europe side looking like 14s, 15s, 22s. Vmon Dimensional Phase pre-release, New Awakening, BT08, $10 and climbing. No surprise, Vmon, Imperial Dramon decks are really strong, and the armor decks are going to be that same. So if you guys have this, I would wait until it reaches like 15 and it's moving consistently at 15, then flip it for like 16s and stuff like that. Europe side looking like 5s to €7 and climbing. Then we have Gabumon Alterar Double Diamond BT06. Finally cooling off a little bit. Only souls in the 9s, which is not terrible, but we're still sitting at 12s and 15s. Then we have €5, €7. Yeah, that's fun. But that's kind of all for the Market Watch, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll catch you next one. Peace.